Hi guys, welcome to Python tutorial series. In the previous videos, we understood class and instances. We understood class is a blueprint for creating instances. An instance is an actual object created from a class. Class is a blueprint for creating instances. Instance is an actual object created from the class. We understood how to create class in Python. We write class name colon pass. Pass indicates empty class, right? How do we create instances, guys? We write the instance name equal to, we write the class name and bracket. You can see here I have Python file open here. I am going to create a class called as file handler colon pass. It's an empty class. From this class we can create instances. I say here file handler is equal to, we write the class name here and bracket. You can see I have created one instance from this class. So it is a class, it's an instance. Next we understood constructor in Python. Constructor is a special method in a class. It automatically runs when you create new instance from a class. Constructor are automatically called and executed whenever you create a new object or new instance from a class. The constructor method in Python is defined as underscore init underscore and you must use self as the first parameter. Here def underscore init underscore. It is a constructor, guys. First parameter should be self. To the constructor, if you want, you can pass multiple parameters, you can pass, guys. Again, I go back to Python file. This time our class will not be empty. It is going to have a constructor. I say here def underscore init underscore. First parameter should be self colon. And here I say print in single quotations. I say constructor called. Now, I told you that constructor is a special method inside a class. It is defined using underscore init underscore. First parameter should be self. When you create an object, constructor is automatically called and executed. That means if I run this code, we should see the output constructor called. If I save this, here I have Python ideally shell also open. If I run this code, you see we are seeing constructor called. So when you create an object, automatically constructor is called. Okay. I told you that to the constructor, if you want, you can pass multiple parameters, guys. And constructor is used to set initial values for object attributes. Constructor is used to set initial values for the object attributes. We can add attributes and behaviors to objects using self. Self keyword is used to add attributes and behaviors to objects. It is also used to access attributes and behaviors of objects. And self indicates the current object, right? For example, if you are working with the point 1, self indicates point 1. If you are working with the point 2, self indicates point 2, right? Now I go back to Python file. This time I am going to have one extra parameter called as file name. That means while creating the object, we have to pass the file name. Here I am going to pass the file name output.txt. Output.txt is sent to this file name. Now what I do here, I am going to open this file for writing purpose. So we use a function called open. First parameter should be the file name. So I give here file name, comma. Second parameter is the purpose. Here I say W. That means I am opening this file for writing purpose. So output.txt is stored in the file name. So output.txt file is opened for writing purpose. Now I say here self dot file ref equals to open. I am taking reference to the file that we are opening here in the file ref attribute. So here file ref is an attribute which we are adding to the file handler. Understanding? And here instead of saying constructor called, I say file name, comma, and I say here opened. I save this. You can see here, if I go to file, say open, and I say all files, here already I have output.txt file. If I open this, it is empty. You can see that output.txt is empty. So it is available. So I'm sending output.txt here and opening the output.txt for writing purpose and getting the reference in file ref. And then file name opened is displayed because the constructor is called and executed, right, when we create an object. So if I save this and say run module, you should see output.txt opened. Output.txt is opened. Okay. After opening the file, what we do? We write some data, right? We write the data. So here I am going to create one more function or a member. I say def write underscore data. First parameter should be self and second parameter data will pass that we want to write. To write the data, we take the file reference self.fileref dot we use write method, and here whatever we want to write we can write. I can simply say here hello Python. So what happens here, the write method writes hello Python in the file that we are referring, that is output.txt file. To that it will write. After that I say print data written return to file, full stop. Okay, now this function or this method we have to call using the object. So I say here file handler dot write underscore data. What I have to write here? I want to write the data that we want to write. So hello Python, I'm going to say Control X and paste here. So hello Python is stored in the data. That data will tell to write. So now what happens? Of course hello Python is written into the output.txt file, guys, and it displays data written to file. After this what I do? After writing the data, we have to close the file, guys. We must and should close the file. For closing the file, I'll be taking help of the destructor. So destructors are defined as underscore underscore del underscore underscore. It is going to have the first parameter self colon. So this is a destructor. You can see here we'll be talking about destructor in this tutorial. Destructor is a special method in a class. It's automatically called when an object is deleted or goes out of the scope. Destructor is also automatically called, guys, when an object is deleted or goes out of the scope. Destructor method in Python is defined as underscore underscore del underscore underscore. You must use self as the first parameter. You must use self as the first parameter. And you cannot pass multiple parameters to destructor, guys. What is the use of destructor? It is used to perform cleanup tasks like closing files. When you open the file, you must close the file, guys. So that's what we are doing here in the Python file. We have to close the file. So we'll simply say here self.fileref.close. We'll call the close function. To open a file, we use open function. To write data, we use write function. To close the file, we use close function. After this, I say print. I simply say file closed. Okay, file closed. Now what happens? Of course, first file handler calls the constructor. Output.txt is stored in the file name. Open function opens the output.txt for writing purpose and stores the reference in file ref, and it displays output.txt opened. So we'll see the output.txt opened. After that, file handler write data is called. Hello Python is stored in the data variable here, and that hello Python is returned to the output.txt file, and it prints data returned to file. After that, what happens? Automatically the destructor is called. So destructor is called automatically when an object is deleted or goes out of the scope. So here, if you want to delete an object yourself, you will be using the del keyword, and you just give the object, that is file handler, it will delete the file handler, and immediately the destructor is called. It is going to close the file and say file closed. Okay, let's see. Here the Python ideally shell is open, Python file is open. I save this and say run module. You see it is telling output.txt opened, data returned to file, and file closed. We are not calling the destructor. Automatically the destructor is called, guys. And if I go to file and say open all files, I open the output file here. So inside this you can see hello Python is written, guys. Hello Python is written. So this is how you actually handle the files in Python. We understood the constructor. Constructor is a special method in a class. Destructor is also a special method in a class. Constructor automatically called when you create new object, guys. When you create new object or new instance from a class. Whereas destructor is automatically called when an object is deleted or goes out of the scope. Constructor is defined as underscore underscore init underscore underscore. You must use self as the first parameter. In the same way, destructor method is defined in Python as underscore underscore del underscore underscore. You must use self as the first parameter. To the constructor, you can pass multiple parameters to give values when creating the object, whereas you cannot pass multiple parameters to destructor. Constructor is used to set initial values for object attributes, whereas destructor is used for cleanup tasks like closing files, releasing resources, printing message when an object is destroyed, etc. guys. I hope you guys have clearly understood the difference between the constructor and destructor in this video. I suggest you people to try this code yourself. If you still have any doubts, feel free to put them in the comment section. I'll be happy to clear, guys. In the upcoming video tutorials, discuss more about Python in depth, step by step. For more benefits and be up to date, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep learning, keep coding, keep sharing. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.